Tonight, Frontline takes you inside the teen.
Child? Child?
Charles.
The sun is up, and inside the O'Donnell's house, they are trying to get Charlie up.
Child? Child?
Pam tries.
Child? 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 Come on.
No!
Child?
And then Charles Sr.
Charles. Charles. Charles.
And then
All right, well, get out. I want to sleep.
Child? Just study?
Oh. How do you study math?
Practice.
Bacon's a low bird.
Bacon's a little bird.
Yeah, sorry about that. He's a very friendly person. He's very outgoing. He's very well liked outside the house.
It was nice of your mother to cook breakfast for you this morning. Say thank you.
Yes, I did, Dad.
It's good.
Did I? No.
No, you didn't.
No, you didn't.
this $2 million machine is revealing the secrets of another 15-year-old boy to his father.
Instead of an 18-inch long.
This machine will open a window into his brain.
So if he has a good hippocampus, how come he doesn't remember to take out the garbage in the morning? I wonder if he's awake. Teenagers have every reason to believe that no one understands them. My son was 12. He one day just blurted something out and then grinned. The question would be, why is it that in this particular case of Colin, why he doesn't remember to bring his books home from school? For a brief period of time, it's as though they've been invaded by another body.
It's a give and take situation. We're bending.
But they still, like, they're only about like that. They still got, like, that much more to go.
Well, it takes a lot to let go.
Not for me.
Not for me.
Oh. Child? I am cool. There's nobody cooler than me, let me tell you. It just takes a lot, you know. We've raised you to the best of our ability. You may think that we're paranoid or we're uncool or we're too
All of the
strict.
above.
Well,
But you're not the kid. You don't have to abide by your own rules.
I have to abide by his rules.
I have to abide by his rules.
This $2 million machine is revealing the secrets of another 15-year-old boy to his father.
Child?
Charles. Charles.
Child?
Charles. Charles.
Child?
Charles.
Charles. Charles.
Child?
Charles.
Charles. Charles.
Charles. Charles.
Child?
Charles. No! Get out!
I think the transition into puberty is analogous to the transition to being a baby.
Paying attention to a teenager brings a different set of challenges.
We have rules that you have to follow while you're in the house.
Did you-
Like it or not?
Did you like your father's rules?
Probably not.
You don't remember it? Probably.
I still have a good relationship with my father, Charlie.
Yeah, but did you like his rules?
I would assume he had rules that I didn't care for, but while I was living in the house, I had to abide by the rules. And I feel, you know,
Did you want to move out of there as soon as possible? Because of those rules?
no.
No.
Late at night, Dr. J. Geed heads to work. He too is grappling with the teenage world. This doctor is crossing over a new threshold to a fresh understanding of adolescence.
I think people for generations have been fascinated by teen behavior and what is happening in teens. But for so long to actually look inside has been very elusive. And we just haven't had the technology or the tools to try to peer into the so-called black box.
Teens come in and sometimes even sleep in this large magnet so he can take a long, hard look.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. This is a process that we knew happened in the womb, maybe even the first 18 months of life. But it was only when we started following the same children that we detected a second wave of overproduction. And this second wave of overproduction is manifest by an actual thickening. Continues to thicken, much like a tree growing extra branches, twigs, and roots.
It is not only what a teenager does that matters, but how old he is and what the immature brain is capable of doing.
Is involved in planning behavior, your use of strategies, a technical term we call flexibility, which is can you change your mind and do you have sort of a fluid way of going about solving problems?
Teens are capable of enormous intellectual and artistic accomplishments.
The risks of a severe concussion or a turned ankle, for instance. An adult brain might call for a helmet here or suggest this is not quite the moment to take a drag. But when you're very good, very determined, and very young, it's easy to feel invulnerable.
On some occasions I wear helmets, but not that much. It's not that risky. I'm here almost every day, so it's not that much for me if I fall, because I'm kind of used to it. I just get little scrapes.
At the old carousel in Riverside, Rhode Island, Brittany Husnander and her friend Leah Kroll ride around just as they did when they were kids. But now the thrills are elsewhere.
So what happened last night? Did you guys no? Why not? Cause why? I don't know if I want to. Why not? I don't know. Okay. How come you wouldn't give him an answer, Leah? I want you to go out with him. Then why do you make it so complicated? There's nothing to do in Riverside. It's so boring. We just walk around. That's all we ever do is walk around or I don't know. We barely even do anything. We go to the beach sometimes. We just walk around. That's all we ever do is walk around. Sometimes we go to the mall. Sometimes we go to the movies. We just walk around. That's all we ever do is walk around. But pretty much all we do is sit around and just talk, go in the pool or whatever. It's boring.
They're trying to make the best way they can. They're trying to put the pieces together the best way they know how. And on top of it all, they're going through this hormone thing and peer pressure and all this other stuff.
Able to tolerate a lot of teenage angst.
Now she's aggravated. Can't do nothing right these last few days. I wonder whose fault that is. God bless the guy who's willing to take her on, because he's going to have to be a very open and comfortable person with females rather than males.
You don't see me flirt with your friends. All right, you're not going to deny that they flirt with me too. So why aren't you mad at them? That's why I get mad at Leah. I don't get mad at you because Leah always sits in your room with you and follows you guys and talks to you guys. I don't get mad at you. I get mad at Leah. So why are you mad at me? Get mad at your friends. Tell your friends to stay the away from...
Stop talking to us.
All right, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Bev Husnander remains unperturbed. She knows it could all pass in a moment.
And how insecure we were, and how vulnerable we felt,
and the sadness and the loneliness and the confusion and the isolation.
Nicole Ellis often feels vulnerable.
I've been attending this school for the past 2 years and noticed the lack of interest.
This is a really nice picture.
This is a really nice picture.
At Nikki Ellis's high school, students often feel that they are the ones who are misunderstood.
Or like a picture of you. No! I don't want a picture, okay?
Patrick Knight is a popular teacher. We asked Knight to gather a group of his students to find out what's on their minds.
What's a stereotype that's placed upon teenagers' shoulders that bothers you?
My dad thinks that, like, I drink and I cause trouble. And he thinks that I'm always looking for ruckus and stuff. That's not true.
The funniest thing, though, is just, like, they think that we're dumb and that we're whatever, and then some of these people that have that attitude, and they've even said stuff to me and some people, they are the biggest hypocrites I've ever seen. Yeah. I was just like, okay, like, be quiet, you know, like, look at yourself and then fix yourself up before you judge me.
In terms of interactions at the dinner table or on the weekend or doing chores or doing homework, it means that whatever communication, whatever conversation you had with them, if you're assuming they understood everything you said, they may not have.
At a sleep lab in Rhode Island, Director Mary Carskatten has become a world expert on adolescents and how they sleep. She is disturbed by what her studies show.
Hey guys, I want to know how many people had a problem this morning getting out of bed.
I'm not a morning person at all. Not at all. Like, when I get on the bus, I don't even remember what happens at home. It's just like, blah. It's all a big blur.
It's like learning an equation in math. Not only does Charlie have to trace something upside down, he must visualize the task in his brain and work from that picture.
Can't get out of this thing. Yeah, who makes the beds?
I do.
Can you make mine again?
Yeah, I'll make it up for you.
Right.
Did you mess it up?
No, it was just from everybody being in it.
Yeah, I'll make it nice for you.
Hospital corners?
No.
Charlie, you were worse by 10%.
Take, for instance, the debate over what science has said about early childhood. Parents used to be told that mobiles, Mozart, and lots of stimulation would make their babies smarter. If they didn't do it early, there wouldn't be a second chance.
So often what happens in the United States is that we're on a pendulum. We go from saying this is good to this is bad, and then we say what was bad becomes good. Surprise to me, and it's a surprise to every group of parents or teachers with whom I speak, is that kids are actually yearning, teens are yearning.
Is that kids are actually yearning, teens are yearning.
I hate that, how everyone does that. Was that how it was when you were younger?
Bev Husnander spends a lot of time listening to what's on the minds of her kids. Here, she lets us set up a camera to observe a typical evening with Brittany and her friend Leah.
He's been suspended like 100 times, so he finally quit school because he was never in school anyway because he was suspended so many times.
For what reason?
She went to class like normal. She was just a little out of it.
She couldn't walk. And then she passed out next to the toilet.
So they just won't listen to us no matter how hard we try, so we have to suck it up. And
the name of my 6th grade report was How to Help Our Children in This Me First Culture. Whatever that means.
Charlie O'Donnell regards his mom as a good sport. But he's still continuously battling for more independence.
I'm gonna go to the Air Force after high school, and then I'll get my college paid for, then go to college. Doesn't really matter where. I just want to get out of the house. I want to live in a dorm. No parents' rules. I'd have to set them for myself.
So I went back and I asked teens, and they said, well, yeah, we are pushing our parents away because it's really hard for us to come out. You know, they want us to be mind readers. Okay, well, we can't be mind readers.
I tell my mom mostly everything. Like, I don't tell her guy things, but, like, I tell her mostly everything, like, about my friends and everything. I trust my mom with everything.
I got the golden ring!
It's also a particularly cruel irony of nature, I think, that right at this time when the brain is most vulnerable is also a time when teens are most likely to experiment with drugs or alcohol.
Child,